What's up, everybody? I'm Thomas J. Bellezza, and welcome to another episode of The Right Mindset. Today, we're going to go over click writing a book synopsis. Craft your literary calling card. Oh, yeah. So, today we will be going over the art of crafting a book synopsis. We will have an example, and we'll look over the example. Like you'll be able to see it on the screen. It'll be nice. So these are just the first steps in the literary world, or a seasoned wordsmith might want to be like, hey, how do I write an engaging and effective book synopsis? Uh, well, this is what we're going to go over. So we'll explore what it is. What is a book synopsis? Why it holds such significance, and how it can breathe life into your narrative. Let's do it. Hit that intro. Okay, that makes it so much easier if we just get right to it. So, subscribe if you haven't already. If you're new here, we go over lessons, we analyze and review story, and we interview storytellers. So, unlocking the essence of a book synopsis. It's time. It's time to unravel the process and the purpose and the significance of a book synopsis. So, whether you're a budding writer or a seasoned author, grasping the essence of a book synopsis is crucial to effectively convey your narrative's heart and soul. So, what is the purpose of a book synopsis? Well, at its core, a book synopsis is a distilled essence of your narrative, a snapshot that offers readers, agents, and publishers a glimpse into your literary world. It's not a mere summary, but a carefully crafted tool designed to intrigue and entice. Before we go any further, this is the first time you're watching any of my videos. Narrative is the story and plot. Plot is what needs to happen. Story is how it unfolds. A more immersive unfolding would be the story unfolding through the experience of your characters. All right. So the significance of understanding what a synopsis is really lets you say, now I'm comfortable writing it. I've practiced writing it. I'm empowered. I have this tool I can wield, and I know that I effectively done it because I understand the beats and process of writing a synopsis. It allows you to showcase not only the plot, but also the emotional depth, thematic richnesses, and unique experiences your story could potentially provide, or indeed does provide. Now, a well crafted synopsis can be the difference between catching a reader's eye and missing the mark. More importantly, your voice is in the synopsis. The way you write it, the words you choose, gives them a glimpse of what your writing style is. So you wouldn't necessarily write a synopsis differently than you would write like you write narratively, because you want to allow them to at least understand a bit of your style. But again, no matter what tools, rules you learn, even though the rules and tools are the rules and tools, and they decide if something is basically working or not working, because if you're not using the tools correctly, it's definitely most likely not working, it doesn't take away the freedom of creativity. Because understanding a tool allows you to control when and where to use it. Understanding how to use it allows you to break the rules occasionally and control it to your whim. So that's very important to understand. Is just because we're going to go over how the tools work and what the tools are doesn't mean you can't utilize them in the way that best represents your creative voice. Because there is no rigid template necessarily, but rather a canvas on which you can paint your narrative's essence. The way you go about it is going to all be on your hands. Ooh, that's a lot of weight, but I know you can do it. Listen, no wrong choices, only creative intent. It's important to remember that there is no inherently right or wrong choices when crafting a book synopsis. Again, The tools exist, but the way you choose to use them is all up to you. Because if you're using the tools in the way, like you're controlling how you're using the tools, there's no right or wrong. It's your creative example of a book synopsis. What truly matters is aligning your choices with your creative intent. Whether you choose to focus on character driven arcs, thematic exploration, or the twists and turns of your plot, your decisions should always serve the unique vision. A book synopsis is your narrative's ambassador, a concise yet powerful representation of your creative work. By understanding its purpose, you can harness its potential to draw readers into your literary world. Embrace the creative freedom in its offers, and always remember that there are no wrong answers, only choices that serve your creative freedom. All right. Crafting an effective book synopsis is an art in itself, and knowing what to include is paramount to its successes. Now, I'm sure you understand that what we're about to go over, just to clarify, is that ultimately, I just want you to hear these rules and tools and say, okay, I understand that these are a part of the building blocks to a synopsis, but how I choose to use them will be the creative. Okay, so I would personally listen as take it in as a foundation of what makes a book synopsis and how to kind of like hone it. And then once you understand the foundation, play with it. Practice. Besides, the first draft is not your last draft, and great writing is rewriting. Okay. So, one of the things that you need to have in a synopsis is you have to introduce your characters and the setting. You want to begin your book synopsis by introducing your main character or characters, including their names and key traits. Not your sub characters, not your minor characters, but the ones, obviously your protagonist, but also the characters that will be driving the story. You also want to paint a vivid picture of the world they inhabit by providing a brief but evocative description of the setting. This allows readers to connect with the characters and immerse themselves in the story's environment. And when I say readers, I mean if it's an agent, a publisher, or what have you. Another element you want to have within your synopsis is the central conflict and stakes. Clearly and concisely articulating the central conflict of your story is important. What is the main problem, challenge, or obstacle your protagonist faces? Questions you should answer. You want to highlight the stakes involved by emphasizing what's at risk if they fail to overcome these obstacles or not. Make readers care about the outcome by showcasing the emotional and tangible consequences. Plot and turning points. You want to summarize the key events and turning points of your narrative. You don't have to go into the whole kit and caboodle. While brevity is essential, ensure that these plot points capture the essence of your story's progress and evolution. So even though you want to keep it nice and short and sweet, you don't want to keep it so short and sweet that it's not informative. Vague but informative. Vague but informative. However, informative is the key word. So highlight major twists, challenges, and revelations that keep the narrative engaged and dynamic. The reason I say that is because when you're sending it to an agent or a publisher or what have you, you're not trying to let them follow the story like you want a reader where they discover stuff and they figure out the twist. Now, just in a synopsis, you tell them what the twist is. Bellezza and Joseph fought their whole lives to find family, and they find out eventually. They find out that they were biological brother and sister, and now as they work to grow a relationship, it becomes apparent that they're related to the world famous multi-billionaire Jeeves Carew, and they work to prove their bloodline to gain rights to the will or whatever, the estate. Okay? Like, you would just say that. But in the book, you might not outright be like, they're brother and sister. You might like let it slowly unfold. But in a synopsis, you kind of want to get there, be like, oh, they're brother and sister. You'll see. You also want to make sure that the emotional resonance and themes are there. You're not going to be like, there are themes. Um, uh, the themes are X, Y, Z, A, B, C, and HRD. Like, you're not going to be that direct with it, you know. But successful book synopsises doesn't just convey the plot, it also captures the emotional depth and thematic emotions of your story. So you want to showcase the inner journey of your characters, their growth, and the profound themes your narrative explores, because this will add layers of depth and resonance. Because in reality, remember, you're writing it like you're writing in your voice and your style. So a synopsis is going to explain things, but you also want the way you explain it to come off in your narrative literature, you know? Because I know that the narrative's unique selling points, that set you apart from others are going to be a way for you to now highlight any unique selling points, such as innovative premise, distinctive narrative style, or an unconventional twist. You want to convey what makes your story a must read and why it stands out in a crowd literary landscape. Now, keep in mind, there are really only 7 stories you can tell, whatever the case. There's not a lot of stories you can tell, but your voice and the lens you see through is the unique selling point. But you have to say, you got to be a little bit more specific and maybe elegant with the articulation of explaining that without saying, well, this is a unique approach to, the prince finds the princess, or the princess breaks free from a tyrannical royal concession, learning to be something she has always knew she was capable of, her own person, right? Like you gotta add some flair to it. You gotta put your writing into it. Okay, you don't want to just be like, this is a story that's really great because uh, I'm approaching the X, Y, and Z of society in a way that has never been explored before. And it's like, all right, you're telling us, show us in the synopsis. Don't tell us, show us. But keep in mind, you want to be concise with clarity, because throughout your book synopsis, maintaining a balance between concision and clarity will happily give you the power to provide essential details while avoiding unnecessary subplots or minor characters that could clutter the synopsis. So every word should serve the purpose and entice uh, and inform the reader. Now, let me clarify. I'll summarize. As per what I said, subplots are not as important. Okay? Main plot, main plot, main plot. You could add a subplot that directly influences the main plot, but like, for example, let's say there's a love story like in the background, like it's maybe the C story. You might not put that in the subplot because it doesn't necessarily influence the main plot. But let's say the main plot is they discovered oil on their land, and they realized that they only have the rights to the top layer. They don't have rights to the minerals, right? But the subplot is that unbeknownst to the protagonist, they actually did something in their youth that destroyed the person that handles who owns the minerals rights. Well, that subplot is going to influence the main plot because it'll make it difficult for them to obtain the rights. So that would be important. And keep in mind, you want to leave room for intrigue. Remember that a book synopsis is a teaser, not a comprehensive retelling of your story. So leave room for intrigue and curiosity. Vague but informative. Create a sense of anticipation that encourages readers to explore the book to uncover the full narrative. Meanwhile, you know what I'm saying? Like the synopsis, they go, oh, and then like send me the manuscript. Because a well-crafted book synopsis is a carefully orchestrated symphony of elements, characters, conflict, plot, emotion, and uniqueness. By including these components and striking the right balance, You'll create a synopsis that not only captures the essence of your story, but also leaves readers going, yo, send me that synopsis. Oh. All right, let's do it. You ready? You ready, misters? Misters and misses and all the people in the worlds? You want to get into it? Let's look at an example of the synopsis. Okay. All right. So this sample synopsis, we're gonna try to demonstrate how all the elements we discussed can come together to create an engaging and informative summary of narrative. So, first and foremost, this is going to be about the Enchanted Odyssey. Okay. Before we really get into it, if I may, and I may. So, if it's a letter or an email, you want to put your name, your address, your state, your email address, even though you sent them an email, have your email address there, your phone number, and date. Phone number is very important. Okay. Even on your manuscript, well, we'll get in when we talk about manuscripts. All right. Then you want the literary agent's name, their the agency name itself, its address, and city. This is a nice little touch. Hey, you did your research, right? Okay. Dear agent, hello, dear mama. I didn't mean to hurt you, but I'm cleaning out my closet. Okay. Is it? Can you see the screen? Yeah, that's pretty clear. I'll give it an 8 out of 7. All right. Okay. All right, so it starts off like this. I hope this letter finds you well. I am writing to present my completed novel, The Enchanted Odyssey, for your consideration. After researching your agency's impressive track record and dedication to representing unique voices in the literary world, I believe you are the perfect match for my work. Now, a couple things to this. I just wanted to show this is probably what somebody commonly would write. I would definitely take this out. Okay. Uh, history you've had within your industry. Congratulations on winning the XYZ award. Because you're going to do your research. Feeling of such success truly represents your dedication to those you work with in the industry, literary industry. All right. And then, okay, it's just a quick thing. And you go, I'm writing. You could even leave it as one paragraph. I'm writing to present my career. Okay. For your consideration. Actually, I would probably paragraph that. For your consideration. Here. Oh. This letter is your consideration to read my completed novel. The Enchanted Odyssey. I wanted you to see, I just wrote a very generic one. And now I'm going through and showing you how to use the creative editor eye to work things. We've already researched their agency, but the reason we don't write something like this is because this is about me, not them, technically. After researching your agency's impressive track record and dedicated to representing unique voices in the literary, I believe you are a perfect match for my work. I wrote this because that's how a lot of people will present themselves. It's me mentality. But if you notice, the first thing I did was I made it about them. People love reading things about themselves. It's just how it is. Accept it. Then I'm straightforward. This letter is for your consideration to read my completed epic fantasy novel, The Enchanted Odyssey. All right, and then I would take this off and I go. Actually, this is why. Just make it quick because you want to get right to the synopsis. If it's 3 to 4 sentences, you can make it one big paragraph. Boom, right to the point. Work within your literary agency. Your your involvement or your accomplishments. No, it's were inspiring. Your efforts were inspiring to the writer in me, leading me to send this letter. Your consideration to read my complete epic. Yeah, okay. Right. So your efforts, your efforts in let me clean it up. I could just be straightforward. I was inspired. You inspired the writer in me to send you this letter. Letter for representation. I asked for your consideration to read my completed. Okay, there you go. All right. So the reason I did that is ultimately you want to start out with them, and then you want to be straight and direct. You don't want to drip around the bush, but you also, why am I writing you? Well, first of all, you did some amazing things, and that inspired me to even send you this letter for representation. I ask you. One of the letters I sent to, I sent it to 5 agents. The first time I ever sent to literary agents, and I got 5 responses. And the reason I did was I was just straightforward. I was just like, I know what you had accomplished. This is what I'm writing to you for. And then I gave a quick synopsis of what I was doing. And it was for a television show I was writing that was getting some interest with major studio back in the day when I was much younger. And that led to my first agent. Anyway, so let's look over the synopsis now. In a world where magic has become a forgotten art, Sarah, a gifted young mage, yearns for a purpose beyond the confines of her mundane village. Oh, nice. Her life takes a dramatic turn when an ancient prophecy resurfaces, revealing her pivotal role in the restoration of magic to a realm that has long suppressed its wonder. Now, let's see. Something you could do is, remember, you could kind of see, this is one long sentence. This is 2 long sentences, right? So you might want to be like, you know what? Her life takes a dramatic turn when an ancient prophecy resurfaces. Her pivotal role is revealed. Pivotal role is revealed in the restoration of magic to a realm that. So you think about breaking it up. Like, just because you write it the first time doesn't mean you can't kind of play with it. Okay, we'll go through this, all right, in a second. By the way, this is the introduction of the characters and the setting. Okay, in a world, all right, in a world where magic has become a forgotten art, Sarah, a gifted young mage, yearns for purpose beyond the confines of her mundane village. So this is who the character is, and this is her motivations. So now, what's the setting? Her life. This is more her life takes. This is the inciting incident. because you want that in there as soon as possible. Her life takes a dramatic turn when an ancient prophecy resurfaces. Her pivotal role is revealed in the restoration of magic to a realm that has long suppressed its wonder. Okay. So this is the character and the setting, her motivations. This is the central conflict, the inciting incident, right? Also the stakes. Look at those stakes in the wood. All right. Now we need the plot and turning points. Okay. It'll be these two things, but let's read the first one. Okay. Sarah's journey of self-discovery unfolds against the enchanting backdrop of a land where mysticism has been replaced. Oh, hey, whoa! Let me reread that. I'm sorry, I hit a button. Sarah's journey of self-discovery unfolds against the enchanting backdrop of a land where mysticism has been replaced by skepticism. As she embarks on the extraordinary odyssey, she encounters formidable adversaries, unearths hidden secrets, and races against time to prevent an impending catastrophe that threatens to plunge her world into darkness. Okay. So that's the plot, right? But we have to kind of get over here. Okay, let's read the rest of it. The Enchanted Odyssey weaves a tapestry of discovery with Sarah's path marked by unexpected twists and profound revelations. Her inner journey mirrors the resurrection of magic in the narrative, exploring themes of courage, destiny, and the enduring power of belief. Okay. Now we could go back here and we could also look at this and be like, all right, there's a lot of big sentences here. So Sarah's journey of self-discovery unfolds against an enchanting backdrop of mysticism, and she embarks. My phone is blowing up. All right. As she embarks on this extraordinary odyssey, she encounters formidable adversaries, unearths hidden secrets, and races against time to prevent an impending catastrophe. Action. Oh. Threaten to plunge her world into darkness. Okay. This one's actually not too bad. Her inner journey measures the resurrection of magic narrative. Magic in the narrative through her adventure. Themes are explored through her adventure. Leading courage, destiny, and the enduring power of belief. Any mess ups? Let me see. Yep, there we go. Adventure. Okay. All right. Now let's look at the emotional. All right. So real quick, we went into themes and everything. So this. All right. Okay. Let's do this. All right. So this is going to be the introduction of the character, right, and the world, the backdrop. Okay, the setting, but it's also this right here is going to be the central conflicts. Okay, this is the stakes and the conflicts. All right. Now, what is the plot? Well, the plot is ultimately that Sarah's journey of self-discovery unfolds against the enchanting backdrop of. All right, and then as she embarks on this extraordinary odyssey, she encounters formidable adversaries, All right, so this is the plot. This is everything that's happening, right? And these events threaten to plague, right? So okay, all right. There's the turning point. Is basically the events threaten to plunge her world into the darkness. Okay. The emotional resonance and themes is ultimately that it's a weaves a tapestry of discovery with some Sarah's path marked by unexpected twists and profound revelations. Her inner journey mirrors the resurgence of magic in the narrative. All right, so she basically comes alive with the magic, and the themes are explored through her adventure, leading to courage, destiny, and the enduring power of belief. Okay. And now, what's the unique selling points? Well, in this case, it's what sets this story apart is its fusion of classic fantasy elements with a fresh perspective on the hero's journey. Sarah's character growth and the rekindling of magic provide a unique and captivating narrative that appeals to readers seeking both nostalgia and innovation. Now, a couple things here. I might personally go a little into specifics because you still want to be vague but informative, though. What sets this apart is its fusion of classic fantasy elements with a fresh perspective. That's pretty self-explanatory because if we know what are the classic fantasy elements, all right, well, I know that, right? And then with a fresh perspective on the hero's journey, I might want to know what that is. What is the fresh perspective on the hero's journey? A perspective, right? You might even with a on a hero's journey. Okay, boom. All right. Sarah's character's growth and the rekindling of magic provide a unique and captivating narrative that appeals to readers seeking both nostalgia and innovation. So this sentence here is basically a lie because we don't know. We how do we know uh, that it will appeal to readers, right? So Sarah's character growth and rekindling of magic uh, provide a unique and captivating introspection perspective on the journey of her soul. Okay. But if you want to say nostalgia and innovation, a soul allowing a chance for readers to experience both nostalgia and innovation, right? So the allowing a chance for readers to experience both nostalgia and innovation. Um, this part is true because it has nostalgia elements in it, and they would be experiencing it. All right, and then of course, this synopsis is a glimpse into the rich tapestry of The Enchanted Odyssey, a novel that I believe aligns with your agency's mission to champion distinctive and thought-provoking voices in the literary landscape. I would be honored to share the complete manuscript. So this is the request. Okay, that's your request that you need at the end, and so this is technically the synopsis. Okay, and then that's why I took out the hey, I think you guys would be great for me. I think you're wonderful. Is because you kind of want to have that like punch at the end, like this is just a glimpse and a novel that I believe aligns with your agency's missions. So it's you're saying I'm adding to the already established world that you have at your publishing company, etc., etc. Thank you for considering my submission. I look forward to the opportunity to work with you and to discuss the Enchanted Odyssey in more details. Sincerely, your name. If your name is your name, I would probably change it. Maybe a pseudonym. Let me put this on mute because everybody seems to be wanting to get to me while I'm recording. All right. So real quick, in this example, brevity ensures that every word serves a purpose. It captures the essence of the story while maintaining clarity and avoiding unnecessary details that could overwhelm. I'm literally summarizing the essence of the story, and I'm not going into extreme specific detail, right? Because it's supposed to be vague but informative. All right, that's the secret. Vague but informative. All right, but I'm also leaving room for intrigue. While the synopsis offers a glimpse into the story's core elements, it still leaves room for intrigue because readers are encouraged to explore the full narrative. All right, so let's get back to me. Boom. All right, crafting a compelling synopsis is an art that it takes practice and rewriting, as you saw. So I originally wrote this really quick, and I put a couple things in there I knew that I would work on or change because I wanted to sort of like use it as a learning experience beyond what should go in it. And every great writer has a great editor, but all great writing is rewriting. Okay, and I could go into more with it too. Like I could say another hour if I wanted to and show you how to kind of like manipulate the words. Like I didn't write this in my voice per se. I just wrote in a very generic voice just so you can kind of see like what the elements should be when you're trying to summarize and make it vague but informative for yourself. But with that said, final thoughts. Final thoughts. All right. Keep in mind, the synopsis is a literary calling card, your story's ambassador to the world. In a sea of manuscripts vying for attention, a well crafted synopsis can be your beacon, guiding readers and industry professionals to the heart of your narrative. Keep in mind, the example I sent you was a generic uh, uh, version that did not have my voice. Have your voice. The words you would naturally use, write it with your narrative voice. Okay? That's what helps it stand out. As we've discovered, a book synopsis serves a dual purpose. It details your story's essence while conveying its emotional depth and thematic richnesses. It's your chance to make readers care, to ignite their curiosity, and to enthrall them with the promise of an unforgettable journey. But beyond its practical function, crafting a synopsis is an exercise in storytelling finesse. It challenges you to distill the complex and concise world that you have created. It's about selecting each word with care and to leave room for readers' imagination to soar, because the road to a compelling synopsis may be paved with revisions, like I said, right? But remember this: there are no shortcuts to excellence. Every iteration, every tweak hones your skills as a storyteller. It's a process that pushes you to understand your own narrative on a profound level. So, writers, take heart. Embrace the challenge of writing a synopsis as an opportunity to refine your craft. Approach it not as a daunting task, but as a canvas where you can paint the masterpiece of your narrative in broad strokes. And finally, let the knowledge that you've gained here motivate you seriously. The ability to craft an enticing book synopsis is a skill that will serve you well throughout your writing. And I hope it empowers you to seize opportunities to stand out in competitive literary landscape and to share your unique voice with the world. Hello, how are you? Remember, the synopsis is your invitation to readers to set up your literary world, to embark on a journey of your creation. Keep in mind, with each synopsis you write, you're beckoning new adventures to join you on the path of storytelling. So write with passion. Revise with diligence, and let your synopsis be the herald of your literary prowess. Next video. Next video in this series will focus on my personal journey of how one writer achieved their dream of becoming a full-time writer. Join us to uncover the steps, challenges, and triumphs of this inspiring journey. It was very exhausting. It still is. Anyway, what is this? Oh, questions. What challenges have you faced in crafting a book synopsis, and what strategies have you found most effective in overcoming them? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, if you like what you heard, seen, or experienced, and you haven't done so already, please subscribe and hit that bell icon so you don't miss out. And as always, keep developing the right mindset. I'll see you next time. Bye.